speaking of your guys, so you're one of the owners and founders of Apache Electric here in Colorado Springs.
Yes, we had to found it little over a year ago because we had a loss with a friend of ours that we had another business with, Earl Michek, which you know too.
Yeah,
that's how we mutually met, was through Earl. So that's how we founded it. We just had to come up with something. We had 8 guys that needed to keep working, so I told Justin, he was surprised that I actually made him a partner because I didn't really have to, but it was like, you know what, you've been running Lumen. So I just went ahead and, okay, Justin, let's just go into business together and try this.
So just a little bit of background. You're a master electrician?
Yes.
Okay.
Been a master electrician. I've been at the electrical field for 33 years.
So how did you get into that?
Well, I've been in construction since I was 9.
Right.
Parents got divorced, had to help my mom out. So I've been in construction since I was 9. Did everything but plumbing. That's not something I would do.
That's shitty work.
Oh, yeah. All I know is shit runs downhill, you can pump it back up. So
yeah, that's the trajectory. When I was doing flips, I on my own, like I was kind of GCing my projects. Had a couple plumbers come out, and at one point in time, we added this drainage for washing machine, or an extra, because we had apartments upstairs in this building. Anyway, he had it going where it went sort of slightly uphill and then back down, and I'm like, that uphill's not going to work, And so I actually started doing a little bit of plumbing myself because it was, there's certain principles. Not that it's not hard, not that plumbers aren't extraordinarily valuable, but, some basic plumbing you can get to. But there is no basic electric from my perspective.
Electricity is a moving entity, so it changes its mind. You think you figure it out, and it'll change its mind on you and do something different. So I've seen electricity jump 30 foot from one person to another and get the other person. So every time you think you have it figured out, throw that out the door and start over again. So.
Well, I always thought it was interesting that, electricity is just like pure energy. And, it's made up of exactly the same thing that everything is made up of, the atoms, neutrons, electrons, like on the very basic level. But how it's just, that power, how you harness it, how you move it.
Nikolai Tesla was the best one on harnessing it. He's the one that that's why we got electricity today, because of his transformer that he designed. So, Edison got a lot of credit, but Tesla was the one. We wouldn't even have cell phone technology today if it wouldn't be for Tesla.
Yeah,
so.
And Tesla was a Coloradan, or at least was in Colorado Springs for a period of time.
For a little over a year, he did some stuff by Memorial Park somewhere.
Yeah.
And actually lit light bulbs in Palmer Lake, where you could hear it crackling in, Cripple Creek.
Yeah.
So he was an amazing guy. I mean, even today, the technology he has, or the stuff he came up with, is still ahead of time. So.
Right, absolutely. I think it's fascinating. I love it. To kind of delve into those touch points of history and, the real practical, our day-to-day and stuff like that. Speaking of history, I want to talk with you a little bit about like your history. So you're native Coloradan.
Yep.
Okay. And you were born in Denver.
Yes.
And you moved to Alamosa.
Yes.
Okay.
I was born in Denver, raised in Alamosa for the last part of my schooling. I actually graduated there, but my dad did not energy conservation. He did oil seismograph research. So we traveled all over the United States. I've seen 42 of the states. So.
Oh, tell me more about that. Like, what oil seismograph research?
They go around and try to find out where the oil is in the ground.
Okay.
So they send sound waves down, and it'll let them know. There's a whole reading on it.
Is it kind of like a tuning fork thing, or is it?
It's a big.
Sticks
They're
like
big
they do
trucks
for
that
water,
have these big metal pads, and they just lift up and vibrate. And they have lines set that way they can pick up the vibration. So when it picks up oil pockets, or they can. I don't know how they read it, but they know how to do it.
Did you travel with him up until about 9?
Yes.
Is that when about your parents?
Yes, that's when about they split up. So after that, my mom relocated back to Alamosa, and we just stayed there, went to school. And
so she's from Alamosa originally?
She's actually from Amalia, New Mexico, so it's right by the border town of Colorado.
New Mexico? Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I love, just sidebar, in that whole area, I love to go down like Taos or what have you. And I need to get back down there because I mean, you can fight me on this, but there is nothing better than Christmas-style enchiladas.
Yep.
It's nice.
They're
They're amazing.